So I'm going for a walk. It's going to be a nice long walk in a really hot sun. I think there's still smoke around. It looks a little smoky. It doesn't really smell smoky, so it can't be very near. But the air is very dry. You get thirsty just, in fact, I should have eaten some vitamins. You get thirsty just being outside. Kind of proves that there's fires around burning, because I think that's what happens to the air when there's a lot more smoke in the air than usual. So we might get lucky with another really bright red sunset. I'll capture it this afternoon. But the other person was like, we don't need ice cream. And it's going to be over 30 degrees in the next few weeks. I'm pretty sure we need ice cream. But they were like, we don't need ice cream. I'm not going to buy it. And I'm like, well, and then I said to myself, well, I guess it's up to me to go and buy ice cream while I'm at it. It might be some flavored yogurt. Even though I don't really eat yogurt that much. But I should. It's a really good treat. I've been having milkshakes for lunch, which is another good treat. I may or may not buy the yogurt, but I'm definitely going to buy the ice cream. So I'm going to buy one packet of ice cream, one packet of ice cream bars, depending whether or not they're there, and depending on how much they are. 2 packets of ice cream should roughly be around $18. But something might be on special for $6 and I was spending $13. We'll see. We'll see whatever's cheap. Usually I can buy ice cream, walk home, put it in the freezer, and it's fine. But we'll see. But there was some red dots nearby, and I can see there's still smoke in the air. It doesn't smell that smoky, it smells okay. This is one of my favorite shirts, this blue one. I bought a lot of good clothes too. I probably spent like, I don't know, $300 because someone's got a birthday coming up. It's supposed to be special. I'm trying to get the perfect gift. I bought Elizabeth Arden. I don't think they like Elizabeth Arden, so they're possibly not going to use the product even if I give it to them. I might give them the mascara. That might be okay. And I mean, mascara is mascara. They use mascara, it's fine. But I bought in replacement to Elizabeth Arden, which I will probably use. I bought in replacement a scarf. So it's a lovely little holiday scarf. I wanted to buy a green one, but I chose the holiday one because I was like, oh, they want to go on holidays and they can wear a holiday scarf. And so it cost me $50, which is around about just as much as the Elizabeth Arden cost. No, the Elizabeth Arden cost like $85. And then I said, oh, well, I'm buying another load of birthday gifts. I might as well see whatever is cheap. So adding to that 50 is $150 worth of cheap clothes. And then I'm like, I'm really terrible, but these are super cheap. They're like $20 clothes. They're down from, one of them was $380 and cost like $30. Another one was $20, and that's usually $240. So technically, I'm saving a lot of money. But technically, I'm spending even more. So, I checked out shoes too, but there was nothing really cheap that I wanted. I'm happy with my sneakers because most of my clothes are casual, and I do have nicer shoes. The only thing I don't have is really nice. Well, I have a lot of nice boots, but I still could use more boots. I mean, I could use more fancy boots. Really nice ones, black ones, with little embellishments on them. I kind of want studded boots. They might be cool. I want platform boots. I want heel boots with a wide heel. I don't want stiletto boots, but if they were really cheap enough, I would buy a pair of stiletto boots. I said, no, I don't need boots. I've already got heaps of boots, heaps of shoes. I'm still addicted to my old Converse slip-ons. The new ones are just a little too small, but I've worn them. They're okay, they're just not as comfortable. So I'm still using my Converse ones, even though they're hideously broken. And stuff like that. But I feel I should always just tell myself, don't buy the expensive Elizabeth Arden. I was even thinking, I don't think I like Elizabeth Arden, and then I was like, oh, they'll like anything they're given, and then I was doubly thinking and being like, actually, I don't think they like Elizabeth Arden products, and in fact, I think when I last bought it for them, I ended up using them because they refused the gift, and I'm like, oh, I better not give them any Elizabeth Arden, I better give them something else. And I went searching for a new gift, scrapping that idea of this little Elizabeth Arden anti-aging gift pack. And you wonder why I waste money. I am really struggling finding a job. I just want to go to the city and live out the world for a little while, so I might do it this week. I might just go for a vacation for a day. It's not really a vacation when you just sit around and shut up. When you just sit around on a transport and then, aimlessly wander around for 2 hours and come back. That's not really taking a vacation, that's doing something. But in essence, it's like taking a vacation. But I've been increasingly bored, and I feel really unhappy generally. I think I'm gonna have to spend a couple hours a day on the internet doing boring things. And I don't know. I was trying to concentrate today, and then I was like, I can't concentrate when it's hot. And it's way too hot to sit inside a small room trying to do computer work. So I said, I'm going to check to see if there's ice cream. And then I was like, there's no ice cream. I can't even cool myself down with a milkshake. So, hence, me being back on the road. We had a weather report today apparently said we're heading towards an extremely dry, hot summer. Very little rain. So we had a discussion about what's the best way to conserve water, what's the best way to collect water, and feel like, yeah, circulate around all these things once again. And you're like, well, I don't know. Water isn't particularly my concern, but I could put like a 5-minute shower time, or just do a shower as quick as you can. I used to do that, but you don't relax in those sorts of showers. You just shower and then get out, and then that's it. I usually like to relax, but if we're strict on water, I won't be able to. Like, it might be a good idea to have short showers. That's all I can think of to save water. We already collect water from the sink. We don't collect water from any other place. There's one place I can think of that we could collect water for the plants. But of course that could lead to water trails and a little bit of messiness. My focal is not supposed to actually be about water. It's also not supposed to be about fires, but in the last week we've had six days where we're smelling smoke. Today you can tell there's smoke around, but you can't smell it. It's not that close, but it's definitely like a little foggy looking and dry. What's that? I thought this was a good example of smoky. Yeah, there's some smoke over there, like fire over there. That's pretty close, far away. There was supposedly a fire a few blocks this way the other day, up the road. We didn't hit the road to check it out. You know, we didn't like get into the car and be like, let's go check out how close the fires are. But it got very smoky in the afternoon, and when we looked up on the fire map, it was actually quite close. Like, literally it looked like it was a few blocks away from our street. And that's why it was pretty darn smoky. But there's fires every day, like there's fires everywhere, but not directly here. But imagine if I'm like walking up the street one day and I'm like freaking out because I suddenly meet a fire. That'd be freaky. Fires can travel like really fast. It's like, and you were like, oh. I mean, being a survivalist, I have a leather tote which can be used to stamp out any fires. And the other thing you can do is stand behind the thickest tree that you can see. If you have enough fortunate to be near a tank or a large mound of dirt or a huge boulder, rock, you can hide behind those sorts of things, and then the fire might whisk past you. That's probably one thing you could do. And you can also hide in open, like if a tree falls down and you've got a large stump in front of you, you can hide in that. And if you're lucky enough, you could survive. But, you know, I was like, imagine just walking down the street and meeting a fire, because a fire's broken out somewhere. I like that. That would be pretty freaky. It never happened to me ever. But with fires springing up left and right and center, it's like, maybe you could. I think that's like a water spout. It has something writing on it. It says, Otomi, a whole bottomy. I think that's a spare water tank that can be used for emergencies. And the other thing you can do is phone the SES and get them to bomb wherever you're standing. So, but for services like that, you need a credit card. You pay right away, and then they'll come with a plane in the next 5-10 minutes and start throwing water over it. So that's probably the only other thing I can think of that you can do. I guess you could crouch behind your leather bag and have the leather try and save you. I don't think that would work, but I guess you could do that. Like if you really had nothing around you, you could be like, crouch behind my leather bag. Or of course the other thing you can do is run out on the road and maybe someone will help you if you catch on fire. I don't know. That looks all smoky to me. So it's fire further away that way, but it's not actually nearby. That looks like a fire there. Smoky over there. Because it looks like the smoke's rising up from the ground. I would say it's a little concerning. 6 out of 7 days it's been smoky surroundings. But unless you're directly hit with a fire, it's not really that stressful. But it's only if the fire actually hits your area, like, oh my gosh, there's a fire, what's our emergency plan? You know, I want to take my guitars because it costs quite a bit of money. But who knows, the best thing that you might be able to do is just call the SES. Or a plane is for your area. Just costs $200. All these areas look like more smoky than what I thought, you know. I mean, I could tell like the areas surrounding us was smoky, but we couldn't really see the smoke. But now it's becoming clear. I think I'm walking towards the fires, towards where it's smoky. Otherwise, our area doesn't, like, you can tell the smoke around, but it's not absorbed with smoke today. And it doesn't smell that smoky. Whereas the other days it did smell smoky, like yesterday and the day before. Definitely smelled like smokiness, but you could smell the burning wood. But today, but you can breathe in, it doesn't really smell smoky, but it looks smoky. It looks smokier than what it smells like. Which is why I am so happy that I am going to be getting some ice cream, because when it's smoky like this, you're like, all you want to do is drink. And if I don't have a milkshake, it's like I don't even want to eat really, I just want to drink something. Oh, see that? There was a big wash of smoke. There's definitely like some fires around or something. Something very smoky over there. This is the other side, so it looks smoky, but I knew there was like fires over that way near the hills. I don't know where the roads are or where it actually is, but I was aware around that side somewhere in the distance there's fires. The smoke that you see is from some fire. It's been fire over there for a couple of days, but I don't actually know where the fire is, but you can definitely see the smoke. You can definitely